Hello, my name is Danielle, and you're watching me find any excuse I can to gush about fruits baskets. Now, I'm specifically posting this video on the day that the last episode of the Fruits Basket's final season airs, and I'm doing this to celebrate the fact that a whole new group of anime-only watchers will get to experience the story for the first time, and that a whole group of manga readers will get to experience it animated for the first time. I'm in the latter group. I found Fruits Baskets when I was in grade 7, so I would have been around 12 or 13 years old, and it has held a very dear part of my heart since, and to this day, I actually do consider it my favorite story out of all anime and manga. So of course, I wanted to celebrate. And by the title, you can figure out that how I'm doing that is I'm going to be showing you my Fruits Baskets anime merch collection, since I do go out of my way to collect it. As well, I thought it'd be a fun thing that if you were interested in Fruits Baskets and are wondering how you should consume it, I guess, I could give my recommendation on if you should read the manga or watch the anime. And I thought I would end the video, and I'm thinking I might regret this. I don't really know yet, we'll see. However, I also am banking on the fact that a lot of you are gonna click off after I show my merch anyways, so not a lot of people are gonna see it. However, I thought we could end the video on me talking about why I love Fruits Basket so much. I was serious at the beginning of the video. I'm here to gush. Yeah, with all that said, let's actually get started. So regarding the merch, I should probably say that I tend to collect the older merch associated with the manga, which means that by nature it's rare. So I usually get it off of eBay, Yahoo Japan auctions, which means that I'm at the mercy of whatever people decide to post that day. So I'm gonna do my best to give you links, but it's more like I'm gonna be giving you links to shops that I was able to get something off of, rather than the items themselves, since kind of once they're bought, they're gone, unfortunately. If you are interested in buying Fruits Baskets merch, you kind of just have to keep on checking and checking and checking and checking until eventually you find something that you like. So I wish I could be more helpful in that regard, but I just wanted to get that out of the way. Okay, so we're gonna start the merch off with the manga that I own, because of course I own the manga. We have here volumes 1 to 6 of the Ultimate Edition manga. This is just 2 volumes in one and a hardcover. This was made by Tokyo Pop, but unfortunately the American factory shut down while making these, so there's only volumes up to 6, which is a shame, but that's fine because I decided to collect all of the single volumes too, so that's great. Of course, I got the Tokyo Pop editions as well because we love spending all of my money on out-of-print manga. That was fun. I have almost all of them. I'm only missing 13, which I'm just taking my time getting, as well as 23, which I actually bought, was shipped to me, and then it got lost in the mail, so I got a refund on that one. Where I bought all of these is I got the Ultimate Editions off of Amazon, where I got the single volumes off of either eBay or Thrift Books. And as a little bonus, I also have the planner. That's there as well. While we are on the topic of books, I do actually have the original Fruits Baskets illustration book. This one is filled with illustrations from the old manga, and I love it very dearly. I was actually looking through it before making this video, and it just made me so happy. I got this off of eBay, but I do actually also have the first and second season illustration books ordered, and they're actually already shipped and on their way to me. I got them off of AmiAmi, but for that particular package, I had to pick Surface when it was still available, of course. So I will be getting that in 1 to 3 months. Now moving on to the small merch type of stuff, we have this Toru acrylic keychain slash stand. I keep her as a stand, she just sits in my detail. She's super cute. I got her off of eBay for like $20 to $30. I'm really happy I got this. She's so cute. While we're on the topic of acrylic keychains, I have this Yuki acrylic keychain, and I love this so much. This is one of the more recent things that I received, and it's just the perfect illustration. I actually think that it is the same one that they put on one of the collector's editions manga volumes, which is really cool. I'm so happy I got this. And speaking of how I got it off of an eBay seller, so yeah, sometimes you just gotta get lucky. Moving on, we have this really cute mini clear file of Toru and Kyou. I got this last year using From Japan as a proxy service to buy off of Yahoo Japan auctions. That was the last time I used From Japan. I haven't used them since I just have other proxy services that I prefer. But yeah, I'm really happy that I was able to get this. Of course I'm happy I was able to get it. I'm happy to get all of this stuff. And speaking of proxy services, I was able to get 3 tin badges of Toru, Kyou, and Yuki, as well as a rubber strap of Hattori, which I'm super excited for that rubber strap because, as you can see, I tend to mostly get Toru, Kyou, and Yuki, so it's really nice to get more of the other characters. I actually want to start looking more for the other characters, in fact. But yeah, I used Zen Market to get that off of Yahoo Japan auctions because I also had another package that I needed to ship to myself as well. But on other proxy services, I did actually just put on a bid for a postcard on Yahoo Japan auctions using Bai because I have a bunch of things coming in from Bai now. So yeah, I just switched back and forth. But either way, all of these things I got at Yahoo Japan auctions, basically. And we will end the proxy service talk with actually the poster behind me. I got this in the same order that I got the clear file from Japan. It is this like plastic poster. I really love it. It's of Toru, Kyou, and Yuki, as you can see. The only thing is, I didn't know where I wanted to put it at first, and I didn't know how to store it, so I literally just like left it on the ground. And then like a month or two later, what a surprise, I picked it up and it was scratched up because of course it was. And I just remember picking that up and being so disappointed in myself. Like, why did I do that? What? That was so dumb. Like, okay, I guess. But luckily you can't really see the scratches too much when it's on the wall. But I know they're there, and that's gonna forever bug me, and I don't even care. No, I do care. The point is that I do care. Anyways. Some more miscellaneous type of merch that I own is something that I bought off of eBay. I got this CD bag from 1999 of Toru, Kyou, and Yuki, which is just so cool. I love the vibe. The person just preserved it so well, which I'm really, really happy about. And it just makes me happy that I own this. I'm so proud that I own this. Nobody will care, but I care. I also have this art print of Toru and Kyou from crisocoart and Etsy shop, so that'll definitely be linked down below. But it's so cool. You would have seen it in one of my recent hauls. It's got this really cool metallic element to it, which I'm loving personally. I think the art is great. I'm really, really happy I received it, and yeah. Perfect timing, honestly. This package came today, which also has a Fruits Baskets item in it, so I'm gonna open that up now. Oh my god, this is so sweet. This is ridiculous. Okay, so I already knew the person that I bought this off of was just really, really nice because essentially I bought this pin off of them for $8, but the shipping ended up being something like $17, and I bought it anyways because I loved the pin. But they literally messaged me and were like, hey, that shipping's crazy. Why don't I throw some things in for you to make up for it? What are your favorite characters? And I was like, oh, well, I love them all, but thank you so much. Like, they were already so nice and they were checking up on me like, oh, okay, here's what the shipping says, let me know when it arrives. They're so nice. Okay, but not only that, but they literally just sent a whole little personalized message. Danielle, oh my gosh, I don't know where to start. Thank you so much for your pre-order and for thinking my pin was worth it despite the despicable shipping you had to pay. I added a few stickers as thanks. My pins aren't perfect or as funny as all the others are, but I hope you like it anyways. We're halfway through the year and our beloved Furuba is close to ending, but I hope this year has been good to you and you've been kind to yourself. Remember to take a break when life gets too overwhelming and when you're ready to get back up and keep walking forward. I'm proud of you for making it this far despite how horrible 2020 was. Smile a lot, laugh often, and live the life you've always wanted. You can do it, and it's truly nice to meet you. Tynberry. Take it in. All they've done is extend kindness to me and I'm just like, thank you so much. And then they're out here being like, thanks so much. It was nice to meet you. Are you kidding? It was really nice to meet you, okay? So let's look at the stickers that they sent. We have Toru and Kyou. We have Momiji, Yuki. Ooh, this is like a heart. We've got 2 hearts. Oh, this is so sweet. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Which all of these, of course, you can get on their shop as well, but thank you so much. And now to the actual item that I ordered. It's in this little Sakura packaging. Oh my god, it's this little, I think it's like wood, it's this little wood pin of Kyou and Toru holding each other on a little sakura flower. It's so ridiculously cute. I love this. Thank you so much. Honestly, do I like having official Fruits Baskets merch? Of course. I'm not gonna stop collecting that. However, I do want to expand my merch from independent artists. So honestly, if you guys know any artists out there that create Fruits Baskets merch, either enamel pins or prints or keychains or anything like that, please, please, please let me know. I'd love to expand my collection using more independent artists. It would be really, really amazing because it just makes me so happy that people made this. Like, it's amazing. Okay, we're gonna move on. And the last piece of Fruits Baskets merch that I own is I actually have a Fruits Baskets tattoo. If you can see, we have Toru and Kyou meeting on my arm. I got this, I think, 2 years ago, and I'm really, really happy I did. I chose this, A, because I really like the scene, of course. I think it's fun. It's the start of the entire story. As well, I wanted to get a tattoo of Fruits Baskets with the older art style to it, so I was looking more at the beginning of the manga for what I wanted to pick. This was just like a no-brainer. Honestly, though, if I don't know someone's interested in anime, I literally just go, oh yeah, it's a tattoo of a girl holding a cat. And then the last pieces of merch that I own, I guess, are the Kyou and Yuki ARTFX J Kotobukiya figures, because of course I do. Now, I actually didn't initially pre-order these, and even after they released, it took a while for me to get them. However, I decided at the beginning of the year that it was just something I really wanted to get, and luckily, they were still selling them on Funimation for $89 US each, so that's what I got them at. Yeah, I love them. Now, my only gripe is I really don't like Kyou's hair sculpt, and because his face is slightly off too, it doesn't look like him, okay? I'm not the biggest fan of Kyou's figure personally. I do think they hit Yuki's out of the park though. Despite that, I still love it. I'm still really happy with them, and I just wanted to quickly mention that anyways. Yeah. We are going to move on though. So maybe you haven't consumed Fruits Baskets yet and you're curious. You're like, I might be interested in this. Fear not, I've got you. First of all, and I am gonna read this off of my phone. First of all, Fruits Baskets is literally about Toru Honda, an orphan girl who, after meeting Yuki, Kyou, and Shigure Soma, learns that 12 members of the Soma family are possessed by animals of the Chinese zodiac and are cursed to turn into their animal forms when they are weak, stressed, or when they are embraced by anyone of the opposite sex. So that's what it's about. If that's interesting to you and you're like, okay, so manga, anime, what is it? I would say if you have any capacity to enjoy manga at all, absolutely read the manga. It has everything in it. It's perfect. It's amazing. Do it. And then if you enjoy the manga, I would 100% say, check out the anime. I definitely think it's worth it. The animation is good, the voice acting is good, the direction of it is good, the music is really cool. I genuinely would say 100% worth it to check out the anime if you enjoy the manga, which you might be saying, okay, so then why can't I just watch the anime? Here's the thing. The anime has 3 seasons. The first and second season have 25 episodes each, which is the perfect amount of time to show everything they need to show. Like, they really went and took almost every scene from the manga and animated it, and it was amazing. They did switch a couple things up here and there, and I honestly don't really know how I feel about the changes that they made, but I also try not to feel anything at all because I know that I'm just gonna be extremely biased to the manga. But other than that, like, literally literally, they did a perfect job kind of taking the manga and putting it into the anime. They showed everything, they did everything, it was great. Unfortunately, for the last season, they decided to only do 13 episodes, and I don't know why this is. I'm not blaming anybody because I personally don't know why they made this decision, but because it's only 13 episodes, to get everything finished and take it in that this is the last season, this is when everything's going down, this is what everything has been building up to. Well, they ended up cutting out a lot of side stories, they cut out backstories, they cut out extra scenes, and I really think that it took away from the anime because the things that they cut out really take out the nuance and character building of characters. It takes out the relationship building of other characters. It also makes it so that some moments that you're building up to, well, the impact of those are going to be less because there's no context to why those are such important moments. You know what I'm saying? So they really cut out like a lot, which was just a shame. Like seeing every episode and being like, oh, they cut out that part, that's too bad. Oh, they cut out this part, that's too bad. Actually, there was one scene that they cut out towards the end that I thought was such an important and interesting and amazing scene, and then like it wasn't there. They just pretended it never happened, and I was like, oh, okay. What I will say though is that the scenes that they did show, they did an amazing job with. The quality of the show didn't go down or anything like that. They did an amazing job with what they did show, which is amazing. We love that. But all in all, I would say if you have the opportunity, please, please, please read the manga. I would 100% read the manga. If you like the manga, watch the anime. Or if you want to like watch the anime first and then read the manga, you can do that as well. I would definitely just say though, read the manga if you have the chance to do that. But if you do want to just watch the anime, just understand that in the last season, they take a lot of stuff out. You're going to be missing out on a lot, and there is going to be a bit of a pacing issue because of that. It goes kind of like really fast and you're like, whoa, when did we get to this point? Anyways. And now I'm going to talk about why I love Fruits Basket so much. So first of all, I just think it's a really great story. I just think it was really, really well done. I think it was really tightly written. I think the characters are likable. I think the journey that they go on is compelling. I just think it was an overall really well done story. And honestly, that's all you need for some things. Like, so my second point is it's so well written that there is so much analyzation that you can do on this series, which just makes it so much fun. It's very character driven, so there's a lot of analyzation that you can do into each character's journey, how another character has influenced or impacted that journey, how they in turn have influenced or impacted each other. You can analyze where they are in the journey, how do their actions reflect where they are in the journey, how does where they are in the journey affect other people, and it's just like you can just endlessly analyze it after reading or watching it, and it's so much fun. On my spare time, I just like think about it and analyze it. Oh my god, I love it so much. And this kind of has to do with the last point, but it kind of expands on it. Basically, this series is set up perfectly to be reread or rewatched, because essentially what you know at the beginning is so limited and what you find out by the end is so much that once you've gone through the entire thing once, you are going to have a completely different perspective on the beginning. So when you go back to the beginning and reread or rewatch it again, you're like, oh my god, this action makes sense now. Oh my god, this thought process makes sense now. Oh my god, everything makes sense now. And then you can go through the entire series again, but because there's so much analyzation to be had, it's really easy to come up with new conclusions, to understand things differently on that second reread or rewatch. So by the time you get to the end again, you can go back and then it's another different experience. It just becomes a cycle. And I still, to this day, am discovering new things, am coming up with new perspectives, and able to reread the story, looking at it differently from my previous time. And it's just so much fun. Not to mention, this is definitely one of those stories where your outside circumstances, where you are in life, your maturity level, all of that kind of stuff actually influences the story itself, which means that you can reread it a year later, and because you will be a slightly different person, because you will see things differently as you are now a year older, have gone through more experiences, that'll be related to the series, and then you can just experience it in a different way. So you can literally just take time to live, and then suddenly everything else makes sense in a different way. It's fun. It's fun. Okay, so just before we get to the last point that I want to bring up, I do want to quickly acknowledge that I understand that there are definitely ways that you can criticize the show, and I definitely think some like valid ways that you can criticize the show. Actually, ways that I personally criticize the show, but I'm not going to get into it right now because I personally have also just not done enough research into how other people are feeling. I haven't done enough research into solidify exactly how I'm feeling about it either. And also this video is about gushing about fruits baskets and being happy about fruits baskets. So I just wanted to quickly acknowledge that I can see the criticisms. They're there. I'm not refuting them in any kind of way. I'm just being happy at the moment. So just let me be happy. Okay, so the last point, the point that I think really has the show go above and beyond for me, is something that I'm gonna have to get a little off topic for, so just hear me out for a second. There are shows where you just love them because of pure enjoyment factor. You just think they're really great, you like how the story unfolds, you enjoy the characters, and that's all you need. You love them just like that. For me, two of those shows are Tower of God and Demon Slayer. I love those shows. I'm so excited to see their second seasons. I have not seen the movie, by the way, so please do not put any spoilers in the comments. I will cry. I can't go to a theater right now, so and I will only watch it in a theater. Okay, that's really off topic. Anyways. These two shows for me are Demon Slayer and Tower of God. I genuinely really enjoy them, and that's all I really need. They're just fun stories. I like them. And then there are stories where they kind of connect with you on a more personal level. For context for these two examples, I'm working towards being an illustrator. That is my plan and kind of goal in life. I'm going to a program in September for art fundamentals because my art skills are not up to par right now, I'm gonna say that. But I'm hoping to apply to an illustration program and then go to that. Like, I'm like genuinely aiming to do this. It's something that's really important to me. I can't really explain the importance of it to me in this video because we just don't have time for that, but it's just like really big part of my life anyways. But two series that kind of connect with this aspect of myself are Jujutsu Kaisen and Chainsaw Man. Where Jujutsu Kaisen, every time I watch it, it just inspires me to draw. I don't know what it is about the animation and the show itself, but every time I watch it, I'm like, I really want to draw right now. I feel really inspired to draw and get better at what I'm doing. Like, that's huge. That's really, really cool. There's not a lot of series that will do that for me. Jujutsu Kaisen is definitely one of them. I know that if I ever get into a funk, all I gotta do is watch a couple of episodes and I will suddenly want to draw again. Like, that's so cool. So it takes the initial enjoyment level of Jujutsu Kaisen and puts it in this little special place for me where it's just a little more personal. Chainsaw Man is another one where I enjoyed it. I thought it was really, really cool. I enjoyed the manga. I just said that. Anyways, I loved it a lot, but what kind of elevated the series for me is that the illustration in that manga was insanely good. It was amazing. It was right up my alley, and I'm probably up a lot of people's alley. It's so amazing. And whenever I read it, or when I flip through the pages, I just think, wow, this is why I want to be an illustrator, which is, for me personally, is a very powerful thought. So both of these series, yes, they have that initial enjoyment level, the same as Demon Slayer and whatnot, but they just kind of hit that personal level with me and connect with me on that personal level, which just elevates them to this kind of special status in my heart, if you can say it like that. And Fruits Baskets also hits that special place in my heart, but for a different reason than art. Love the art, don't get me wrong, but that's not exactly what I connect with when I'm reading the series. So Fruits Baskets as a series, and in a way this I guess is a bit of a spoiler since it's not obvious in like the first couple chapters or the first couple episodes. I don't think it's obvious, at least. But Fruits Baskets is a series that uses its fantasy setting grounded in reality to explore themes of, or just explore in general, trauma and how it affects different people, and then how that then affects their actions, their thoughts, their relationships with others, their relationships with themselves, which is some heavy stuff. And I personally have been very affected by my trauma in my life to the point where it has both defined my life, derailed it, and that's fun. To this day, I'm still working on getting myself back on track. Or on track. I was never back. There was no, okay, anyways. Well, so oh man, I've been practicing saying this for so long now, and I was like, I think I got this. But now that I'm actually in front of the camera and talking about it, it's very hard to talk. Yeah, you get to see all of the different characters, kind of how their trauma started, how it affects them, and all that kind of stuff. I personally found myself really relating to all of them. Now, obviously, I don't relate to all of their specific circumstances outside of the fact that, yes, they turn into animals, and I don't do that. Sorry to disappoint you. But yeah, so I can really literally like relate to them. It really just connects with me in that way. And especially I tend to be very picky with stories that tackle mental health, actually, because if it's in a way that's not exactly what I want, it can actually backfire, which is not great. So it's really great that I was able to find a story, and so early in life too, that really just connected with me in that way. I mean, don't get me wrong, grade 7 Danielle, 12-year-old Danielle was like, wow, it's so cool how they explore these themes. And I'm like, ooh, girl, I know you had a hard path, but what you have coming. Yeah, so I don't know, like, I guess this is kind of spoilery for Kisa, so if you don't know Kisa's story yet, I don't know, skip to this timestamp, but I guess I'll stop talking about it. So one character that I really relate to in how the trauma started was like Kisa. Personally, I understand what it's like to have your presence extremely unwanted, to look up at someone and have them so disgusted that you had just talked. That was kind of like my elementary school experience. Unfortunately, unlike Kisa, I never shut the fuck up. Here we are, still not ever shutting the fuck up. And so I can definitely relate to her and her desire to just stop talking, you know? So like, it's way too much information. So anyways, you can see how these kinds of things can really affect a person. And oh my god, okay, sorry. Oh my god, I apologize, I'm so sorry. But funny enough, I don't actually relate to her. Like, I definitely understand her mindset, don't get me wrong, but I definitely relate a lot to some other characters, maybe not their specific circumstances that got them there, but definitely their mindsets or like their journey of healing and whatever. I don't know, it's really cool to see that kind of like represented. And I also find too that because I can relate to it, I can then understand the characters more and their actions more, which adds more like nuance and interest to the story, I guess. And that's by no means like, I'm by no means trying to like glorify relating to a sad character or something like that. Like, if anything, it's probably better to come to these conclusions after a lot of intense analyzation rather than experience. Unfortunately though, I understand them more just from experience which I guess makes the analyzation in a way more fun. You know what, I'm gonna take a positive approach to that one. I mean, there's some characters that I don't relate to at all, which is like fine. I still think that they're really interesting characters and I love them, but it's definitely this really cool relationship where I can relate to them and then understand them more. I don't know, it just really like hits that personal part of my life, like hits that personal part of myself. That is huge. That's like, I really don't know how to explain it properly through camera. I've genuinely tried to find the best way to explain this and I can't. All I can say is it's through this understanding, through this representation, which I genuinely think that they actually have a very like accurate, grounded representation of, you know, how things can occur and whatnot. But it's through all of this that it goes from, oh, I just really enjoy this series and these characters and it's compelling and it's fun and look, I can analyze it and whatnot, to something that's just extremely important to me, a story that's just very personal. in a way, and that's the best I can explain it, I guess. Also, I'm just gonna quickly add in here that this is not meant to like concern anybody at all. Like, do not worry. I have been going to a psychiatrist for years. I even have gone to a program that's specific to people with my diagnosis. Trust me, this channel would not be possible if my mental health was what it was like even a year ago. So like, we're good. We've got this under control. Actually, this channel has helped a lot with everything as well. So I don't know. Thank you guys all. I love you so much. Anyways, getting off topic. Yeah. So, oh my God. Oh, I'm probably gonna regret this so much. Okay. Yeah. So it's just a very personal, very important story to me because of that. And I'm actually really curious if you're like open to it at all. Kind of maybe let me know in the comments if maybe you related to Fruits Baskets in a similar way, or is there another series that you relate to in a similar way, or even a different way? Maybe a series became special to you because it hit on your interest for music and art or sports or anything like that. Or like, what are the series that really just go past being just a entertaining series and become a series that is personal to you, I guess. Anyways, like what are those? I'm really genuinely curious. And because I want my comments to be a place for fun discussion about this, I will be moderating them. So any kind of comments that say anything along the lines of mental health, mental illness, whatever you prefer to call it, isn't real, or it's just a show, or anything invalidating in that kind of aspect, nobody needs to see those. So I will be deleting those if you feel the need to comment that. Just not even gonna let your comments see the light of day. And honestly, in regards to It's Just a Show, I personally think it's amazing that the author and the mangaka was able to create this story and these characters that can so deeply resonate with people, because I'm going to assume that I'm not the only one who this resonated with. Like, I don't think, unless I'm just real special, but I have genuine admiration for them to be able to create a story like that. And let's just all acknowledge that sometimes what you find important, other people might not find important, and what they find important, you might not find important. And let's just all validate each other's different interests. So it's really not just a show. It's not just a show to me, and I doubt it's not just a show to a lot of other people. So that's why I love Fruits Baskets. Well, I have a Twitter, Instagram, Discord if you want to check those out. Only if you want to, of course. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing if you did that, and I genuinely really hope that you have an amazing day. Bye-bye. Do you like my tan line? I work manual labor and I wear a t-shirt all the time. Can you tell? Can you?